If parasites were as simple as bad bugs you kill, we wouldn't be having this conversation. People wouldn't be getting worse during cleanses, and they wouldn't be losing sleep, developing anxiety, triggering flares, or feeling like their bodies are betraying them. Yet, that's exactly what I see over and over. Someone finally gets brave enough to try a parasite cleanse. They're hopeful, they want answers, they want relief. And when their symptoms intensify, they're told one sentence: just push through the die-off. But what if that advice is wrong? What if what people are calling die-off is actually their immune system waving a red flag? Today, I want to talk about parasites, autoimmunity, die-off, and flares in a way that actually respects how the body works, especially sensitive autoimmune bodies. This isn't about fear, and it's definitely not about toughness. It's about understanding what's really happening inside the house. Let's picture your body as a house, not a broken house, not a weak house, a lived-in house. It has wiring, plumbing, alarms, exits, and systems designed to keep it safe. Now imagine, slowly, over time, some squatters moved in. Not violently, not all at once, quietly, during stress, during illness, during trauma, during hormonal changes, after antibiotics, during seasons when your immune system had bigger fires to put out. And here's the part most people never hear. Your immune system didn't fail you when they moved in. It adapted. It learned how to keep house standing and getting by with squatters inside. That adaptation matters more than people realize. Parasites don't just live in the body like clutter in a corner. They are immune active. They interact with your immune system constantly. They influence inflammation. They affect gut permeability. They communicate with your nervous system. In house language, they don't just sit on the couch. They mess with the wiring. They quiet alarms. They block exits. They interfere with communication between the rooms. So over time, your body adjusts. It learns how to function with altered signals and muted alarms and compromised cleanup systems. That's not weakness. That's survival. And it's exactly why removing parasites is not a simple kill and be done situation, especially if you live with autoimmune disease. Let's talk about what die-off really is and isn't. Die-off is not a punishment. It's not a test of strength, and it's definitely not proof that you're doing something wrong or right. Just because you feel awful, think about it. Die-off is chemistry. When parasites die, they release waste products, real, measurable substances that the body now has to process. That debris has to move through the gut, through the liver, through the lymphatic system, and through the kidneys to get out of the body. In a well-regulated system, that cleanup happens. It does fairly smoothly, but someone might feel tired, a little headachy, a little bit off for a short period, but then it passes and the house gets cleaned. But autoimmune bodies are not operating with wide open exits and relaxed alarm systems. They're already vigilant. They already have heightened immune signaling, and they often have slower drainage, and they usually have a nervous system that learned long ago to stay alert. So when parasites are killed too quickly, the trash piles up faster than it can be taken out. And the body doesn't interpret that as healing. It interprets it as danger. That's when alarms go off. So I want to talk about what a flare actually is. A flare isn't random. A flare is the house saying something just exceeded our capacity. It's the immune system getting louder and its inflammation spreading instead of resolving. It's the nervous system stepping in and saying, we need to protect this space right now. That's why flares don't just feel physical. They feel emotional, neurological, and they can feel destabilizing. Sleep starts to fall apart. Anxiety ramps up, and the body feels wired and exhausted at the same time. Old symptoms can resurface or new ones appear. That's not detox. That's the alarm system doing exactly what it was designed to do. Here's the simplest way I can say this. True die-off calms down when you support the body. A flare gets worse when you apply pressure. If you slow down, hydrate, rest, support drainage, and symptoms ease, you are likely dealing with die-off. If you slow down and symptoms keep escalating, that wasn't something to push through. That's something you need to listen to. Your body is incredibly honest, and we've got to stop arguing with it. We've got to listen. A lot of people get stuck for years, and they don't stay sick because parasites are unbeatable. They stay sick because they were taught to ignore the alarms. They were told that suffering means progress, that pain equals healing, that stopping means failure. So they keep killing, they suppress symptoms, and they override intuition. And the house never actually gets fully cleaned, because here's the truth. You can't clean a house if the exits are blocked. Killing without clearing doesn't heal. It overwhelms. So when to stop, pause, or continue? If symptoms are escalating day after day, if sleep is collapsing, if anxiety becomes unmanageable, if inflammation spreads, if neurological symptoms intensify, that is not healing. That's your body asking for relief. Pausing isn't quitting, it's intelligence. And continuing is only appropriate when the body stays regulated, sleep remains intact, and calm returns quickly with support. Your body isn't fighting you, it's protecting the house. Healing isn't aggressive, it's precise. And your body knows what to do when you finally stop trying to overpower it. If you are post-flare right now, this episode is your roadmap. Not your punishment, not your failure, not your sign that you did something wrong. Your roadmap. Because here's the truth, no one explains clearly enough. After a flare, your body is not weak, it is depleted. And depletion requires rebuilding, not more pressure. So let me say this clearly, especially if you've been told otherwise. We are not killing anything yet. We are not pushing through symptoms. We are rebuilding capacity first. This episode is about stabilizing your system so that when you eliminate later, your body can actually handle it without crashing, flaring, or spiraling. I want to break this down into a few different sections. So starting with section 1, let's talk about why flares require recovery phases. A flare is not just symptoms acting up. During a flare, several critical things happen at once. ATP production drops. Your mitochondria are under stress. Energy output decreases, which means every cellular process slows, including detox. Also, detox enzymes downshift. The liver prioritizes survival over just clearance. Phase 1 and Phase 2 detox pathways become inefficient or temporarily suppressed. Gut permeability, it increases. Inflammation loosens tight junctions in the gut lining. This allows toxins and microbial fragments and immune triggers to leak into circulation. Also, cortisol rhythms flatten. Instead of a healthy morning peak and evening decline, cortisol becomes erratic, or worse, chronically low. Cleansing during this phase causes toxin recirculation. When you kill pathogens without adequate energy, drainage, or binding capacity, the body cannot escort toxins out. So what happens instead? They recirculate, they inflame, they re-trigger the immune system. That's not healing, that's biochemical overload. This is why people say, every cleanse makes me worse. It's not because cleansing is bad. It's because timing matters. So section 2, stabilization foundations. Before elimination, we restore 3 pillars. 1 is your nervous system safety. 2 is your gut barrier integrity. And 3 is your drainage capacity. Without these, detox is not detox, it's redistribution. So let's break each of these down. First was the nervous system safety. Your immune system takes cues from your nervous system. If your body feels unsafe, threatened, rushed, or overstimulated, inflammation stays high by design. Stabilization means creating predictability. That looks like consistent wake and sleep times, fewer inputs, not more supplements, reduced screen stimulation. Even though I want you to watch my videos, try and be mindful. Gentle rhythmic routines are gonna help. This is not laziness. This is biological signaling. You are telling your body, we are not under attack anymore. Only then can healing really begin. So too with sleep. We need to use it as medicine. Sleep is when detox actually happens. Lymphatic drainage clears neurotoxins, cortisol resets, and immune signaling recalibrates. Gut repair accelerates. If sleep is fragmented, short, or wired, tired, like too much caffeine, but you somehow passed out, do not escalate protocols, okay? You need to adjust your sleep patterns first. Instead, I want you to sleep. Yeah, that's it. I do. I want you to sleep. Try to support it gently with darkness at night and morning light, exposure, magnesium, glycine, or mineral support as tolerated. Have earlier dinners. Try not to snack before bed. It interrupts your sleep. And try not to have any aggressive supplements late in the day. Sleep is not optional recovery. It is recovery. It has to happen. 3 is the gut barrier protection. A leaky gut during detox is like trying to bail water out of a boat with holes in it. Stabilization focuses on adequate protein. Repair requires amino acids. Also, mineral sufficiency. You need zinc, magnesium, sodium, potassium. Also, temporary irritant removal, not forever, but just for now, especially if you're thinking of doing a cleanse. Anything that you know is irritating, cut it out for a period of time before you jump into a cleanse. This is not about restriction. This is about reducing immune noise. Think of it as lowering the volume so the body can hear itself again. 4th, drainage, the non-negotiable step. Here's the rule. No drainage equals no detox. Drainage includes daily bowel movements. You should be going every day. Adequate bile flow. You should have a good motion of bowel movement. It should be comfortable. It shouldn't be constipated. It shouldn't be overly runny, but a good daily bowel movement. You need to have hydration with minerals and gentle lymphatic movement. This can look like walking, light stretching, rebounding, on those little trampolines, dry brushing, or deep breathing. We all need to do it. Nothing extreme, nothing punishing, just steady flow, because toxins, they don't leave through willpower, they leave through exit routes. Section 3, signs you're ready to move on. This is the part people rush, and you shouldn't. You are not waiting for perfection, you are watching for resilience. You're ready to move forward when symptoms fluctuate instead of spike. Stress recovery improves, you bounce back faster, digestion stabilizes, sleep becomes deeper and more consistent. You may still have some symptoms, and that's okay. The question is not, am I symptom free? The question is, does my system have margin again? Because elimination without margin leads to relapse. Elimination with capacity leads to resolution. So let's talk about how to re-enter elimination safely without triggering another flare. This is usually where people expect intensity, they expect protocols that hit hard, they expect long lists of supplements, and they expect phrases like go aggressive or power through or wipe them out. But that approach, that's what keeps people stuck in cycles of flares, crashes, and relapses. What actually works, especially for autoimmune sensitive bodies, is not intensity. It's restraint, it's timing, it's listening instead of forcing. We're going to talk about gentle parasite cleansing and what that actually means biologically, why it works better long term, and how to eliminate without re-triggering symptoms. This is not a do nothing challenge. This is a do it wisely. direction. Okay, so let's start by correcting one of the biggest misunderstandings in the parasite space. Parasites are not passive. They are not just sitting there waiting to be killed. Parasites have life cycles. They reproduce in stages and they shift locations in the body. They hide in biofilms and adapt to hostile environments. When you go aggressive too quickly, several things happen at once. First, you kill some organisms. But second, and more importantly, you flood the body with toxins. These include endotoxins, neurotoxins, ammonia, acetaldehyde, histamine triggering compounds. In a regulated body, these can be processed. In an autoimmune body or a sensitive body, this creates immune overactivation and mast cell release or nervous system threat responses or cytokine storms or symptom flares that look like disease progression. This is why so many people say, I tried a parasite cleanse and it ruined me. It didn't ruin you, it overwhelmed you. Now here's the part that often gets missed. Parasites adapt to aggression. When you apply constant pressure, they insist. They retreat deeper. They alter metabolism. They become harder to remove. Slow protocols do something different. They create instability without alarm. And that's the key. Gentle protocols reduce immune shock. They allow toxin clearance between doses, prevent biofilm reinforcement, and preserve the nervous system stability. They keep detox pathways open. And I want you to keep in mind that slow does not mean weak. Slow means strategic. So let's talk about why the nervous system decides success. This is where autoimmune conversations need to shift. Parasite cleansing is not just about the gut. It's about the nervous system. If the nervous system perceives threat, the body prioritizes survival over detox. That means liver enzymes slow, bile thickens, gut motility decreases, and lymphatic flow kind of stagnates. You cannot detox in fight or flight. Aggressive cleanses keep the nervous system stuck in danger. Gentle protocols signal you are safe enough to release. This is why people often feel better on low doses. Not because they're doing less, but because their body is finally cooperating. Your body will not detox for you if it feels under attack. So we need pulsed strategic elimination. Let's talk about what actually works. Effective parasite cleansing for sensitive bodies is pulsed, not continuous. This means low doses, short windows, planned breaks, and observational periods. You are not trying to kill everything all at once. You are trying to reduce load, not achieve annihilation. Here's why pulsing matters. When you cycle on and off, detox pathways recover, bile flow reestablishes, inflammation resolves, and the nervous system recalibrates. Symptoms become data, not something to push through. If symptoms spike sharply, that's not progress, that's feedback. Food-based strategies often outperform aggressive supplements here. Why? Because food move slower. It signals safety. It supports the microbiome balance, and it encourages gradual shifts. Think of food as environmental pressure, not weapons. Over time, parasites lose their advantage without triggering war. This might be the most important section of this entire video. After parasite reduction, the body enters a vulnerable window. During this time, the microbiome shifts, immune memory adapts, and the gut barrier repairs. The nervous system recalibrates, and if you skip rebuilding, the body remains defensive. And a defensive body invites relapse. Rebuilding is not optional. It includes restoring beneficial bacteria, repairing the gut lining, supporting mineral balance, reestablishing circadian rhythm, creating predictability. This is where healing actually locks in. Parasites exploit chaos. Rebuilding removes chaos. Your body is not resisting healing. It is not broken. It is not failing you. It is asking for safety, timing, and respect. Healing that lasts is slow enough to listen. And when you listen, your body shows you exactly what it's ready for. In the next part of this journey, we'll talk about how to maintain balance long term so you never have to start from scratch again. Take a breath. You're doing great. I'll see you in the next one.